Hi and welcome to my PlayHouse, and let me just turn this off. Folding at home, it's really noisy in the data center. I did notice that after my last video about folding at home that a lot of you guys joined in and did some more packages. Well, today we're gonna do something completely different. We're gonna be installing Open Media Vault. I have had a bit of an issue with a company which product I have just gone through the effort and putting on black tape in front of their logo because I am pissed at them. After me doing a lot of good videos on their products, they strike my channel for doing something that I wasn't allowed to. Pisses me off. So to raise the long middle finger back at them, we're gonna be messing around with some software that is free and that can do, well, mostly the same thing. Open Media Vault. There's other products that I could have gone into. I could have looked at OnRaid and FreeNAS, which is TrueNAS or something, but I had to pick something, and well, the two other products, well, there is loads of videos on that. So let's have a look at Open Media Vault. Okay, we have gone to Open Media Vault's homepage here, and you can go download right there. And there's also a nice download there. If you want to know why I'm looking at this and why I'm pissed off, you might want to have to go over and join me over at Twitter, because that's where I get pissed off first. So go visit me at Twitter. Of course, my Patreon was also notified why I'm pissed off. So Patreon is also a good place to go see why Morten is pissed off. We can download an ISO, and there's all the security stuff and how to create an bootable USB stick. But click here to download the stuff, and there's multiple weird things that you have to avoid. First, you have to avoid all this privacy crap. So probably have to agree. So let's see what we have. Different stuff. OMV, Open Media Vault, is available for these single board computers. That's Raspberry Pi-ish thingies. So yeah, you can use one of those, and you have to avoid downloading that if you're gonna use it on a real computer, like a big nasty server like we're gonna be doing. And we need this one, 5.5.11 down there. So we're gonna get that one. When we go in here, there's different options. I think one of them is the file, the rest are a bunch of checksum thingies. So yeah, I downloaded the ISO file here, and I put it on a USB key, my multi-boot USB key, which I carry around. So yeah, it's as easy as that. So down in the rack here, I have an awesome Lenovo x3550 Model 4, which I have been trying to make a storage server out of before, and it's just on top of these 48 3.5-inch hard drives, which well, I don't think we're gonna get that far today, but yeah, it's they are right there, so we might just get to that in a future video. But yeah, but hopefully you can see where this is going at. A lot of storage. But first we better see what's in this. I forget. At the moment it's freezing outside, and the air is very dry, and static electricity is a thing. Like I was trying to use the vacuum cleaner this morning, and it was a shocking effect. Got some good saps there. So let's see, we have some good CPUs in this, I remember. I do not remember which, but we're gonna have a look at that when we get into it. Let's see, we have some RAM, we have some 16GB RAM blocks in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 16. Guess that's 128 gigabytes. Guess we'll have to live with that. We might actually get pretty far with our media server. 128 gigabytes of RAM. We have a RAID card in here for the hard drives in the front here. At the moment we have a bootable USB stick. I don't think we need that. I think I want to put in a bootable NVMe drive. I think we can do that. I think we're gonna try that in this server and see if we can install Open Media Vault on that. Yeah, I'll go get one of those. Okay, so if you're not aware of these, I'm selling these on my little shop. It's a tiny little circuit board here. there where you can install an NVMe drive and put that directly into the PCI Express port, and newer servers / computers will see that. We're gonna mount the heatsink here and get on to it. There we are. The NVMe drive does not come with the kit, but it's very easy to remove some of these. These are not used and these are not used. It's actually only using these. The rest is just for keeping it stable when it's in the server, and they work really well. So let's pop that in. I'm not using the fastest drive ever. I'm using a what is called King spec, but it is faster than any front-mounted SSD. So yeah, we are using that. Okay. There's two risers in this server. There's a riser over here and there's a riser over here. This server also has 10 gigabit Ethernet down here, so that is awesome. I think let's just start by putting it in the smaller riser over here. And we are in lock. It is actually an X16 slot, but all of these legs are just fake. They are just there for the stability. I have to put it in the right way, like that. The fins on this heatsink is actually pointed the right direction, because on a server the air is always coming in from the front and going towards the back. So putting it in like this, the heatsink is bringing the air through the right way, so that is always good. So let's pop that in. There are some discs in front of the server. We're not gonna bother with those right now. Enough funny things to mess with. Yeah, I think we are ready. Okay, at the moment there is server 2019 installed on this server on these hard drives. I do have some issue. That's the mouse, by the way. Just cleared the configuration on the disks, but it's complaining over here about the PCI, so I don't think it does not like my bootable NVMe in there. It's complaining about something, but I thought that we would take these drives out because we're not gonna need them right now, as we're gonna try and install on the other ones. This one was a 500 gigabyte drive. These two should be two 143 gigabytes, 46 gigabytes. Taking those out for now. Another one, 146 gigabyte SAS drives, and we're gonna put in some of these filler caps here. When you don't have hard drives in your server, it's important to put in the fillers so that you don't mess up the airflow of the server, which I hadn't done. I was actually missing one, but I have a lot of these, and if you are in need of these, I am also selling these on my store, so yeah, check that out. And while we are at it, we might as well put the USB stick in there. I'm booting the server. I wasn't ready with the camera here, so let's just see this. So this is Ventoy, or that is what I call it. And the good thing about this is that you install the software on a USB stick, and then you can't really see it on the USB stick. It hides itself. I'm sure you can do some ninja tricks and search for it, and then something will pop up. But you more or less, you have a USB stick where you can just dump your ISO files onto. There's not even a folder. You just dump the ISO file in the root of the USB stick, and they pop up in this little menu when you want to boot. Open Media Vault that we're gonna be installing. So let's just press enter on that. I didn't have to do anything, so if this works, it's great. If it doesn't work, well, it's not as great. So let's see what happens. It does what it has to do, and then it should be booting Open Media Vault. Yeah, that wasn't difficult at all. Install advanced options. I think we are gonna be installing, so let's hit that one. Some tiny Linux text here. Yeah, we get to select the language. We are naturally going for Hungarian. No, we're not. We're gonna stick with English. So there. So time zone. I'm not in time zone with any of these, so I'm supposed to press other. So it gets Europe there, and we can pick a country in Europe. I'm gonna pick Denmark. That's very close by. So that's it. Okay, configure location. Okay, I'm not totally sure what they're gonna use this for. I'm just gonna say United States. I don't know. Okay. Key map to use. Okay, we're actually on a British keyboard. That must be the top one, American English. Okay, that was a lot of selecting for. That could definitely have been done more smoothly. There's no reason for us to set all of that up right now. It would have been nice if that would be options when you got into the program and if you wanted to change something. This is on the other hand very quickly. So, detecting hardware. I do wonder if it's gonna detect my 10 gigabit network port in there. I did just connect that up to the switch, so maybe. Okay, there's actually a lot of network ports in this server. There's the management. Oh, we can see them here. Oh yeah, it sees my 10 gigabit Ethernet Broadcom. There's 4 1 gigabit Intel network cards, and then there is, it sees one of the 2 10 gigabits, and then something unknown, and then something a lot. Okay, it wants a primary one for the installation. I'm gonna go with the 1 gigabit because that is most likely to be correctly set up. Detecting link. IP version 6. Okay. Okay, we get to give it a name. That is important. So we're gonna call it My PlayHouse. There we are. Continue. Enter. Domain name. That's gonna be local. Is that it? Root password. I'm gonna give it a root password. It's gonna be super strong. There. Oh, I have to give it again. Who would have guessed? There. More than one storage device has been detected. Really? What could that be? Let's see what it figures out. Okay. Partition disk, operating system, BIOS mode. I think we're just gonna go with yes and install force Wi-Fi installation. We need the Wi-Fi installation for stuff, so yes. Oh, what do we see? We see some. It sees the NVMe drive up there, and then it sees my 128 gigabyte flash drive that we are installing from. So we are definitely gonna be installing on the NVMe drive. Awesome. It sees it. Nice. Copying data to disk. Isn't this exciting? Progress bars. You and me and progress bars. Lovely. Okay, here it wants to know where I am at so that it doesn't have to transfer packages from. I think this is based on Debian Linux. And yeah, so don't have to transfer packages all across the world, just pick something near, and it has selected Denmark, so I'm gonna try and go with that. Something there with a DK in it, that's probably okay. Proxy, nah, we're not gonna use that. Next. Oh, actually retrieving some files. So it is installing and updating. That's nice. Okay, installation has completed. It wants us to reboot, I guess. Let's try and see what it does. It do that all by itself? Yep, it's booting. So I'm gonna remove my USB stick so that it does not boot from that again. USB removed. And as easy as that, we are now booting Open Media Vault. And that's a total lie. This is 3 hours later. Found out that the Lenovo x3550 Model 4 does not want to boot off NVMe drives. I think this is the 3rd time that I've realized that. I found out in another video. I actually checked my own video to find out that it wasn't working. But well, this is, and it even tells me which IP address to go to. It has picked some weird ones though. Then I tried to install it on a USB key, and yeah, it didn't want to format that or something. I have one sitting in the server, 16 gigabytes, and it said that it was too small or there wasn't enough space. So I tried with this one, 32 gigabytes, put it in the front, and yeah, it said the same thing, even though I've deleted everything on it. So yeah, so I put an SSD in there, 1 terabyte Samsung Pro something, and yeah, that worked. So yeah, now we need to get access to this thing, see if we can get in and control it. So on my computer here, let's go CMD prompt, and let's ping our thing. Oh, I typed it wrong. It's M here and there and go. Oh, and it comes out with an IP version 6 address. Yikes, can we do that? Did not work. Okay, I had to cheat and ask the DHCP server which IP address it had given this new box. It had gotten number 34 and found it. Open Media Vault. The username should be admin, and then the password should be Open Media Vault. Until we change it. We're in. Do you want to save it? Sure, let's just keep it there. So now we have access to it. I haven't really put in any disks yet, so it's not as if we can do a whole lot. We could kind of see disks here, maybe. Yeah, we have the 16 gigabyte Kingston USB disk inside, and then we have this Samsung disk, which it thinks is an IBM, because I had to put it through the RAID controller. We can kind of see that it thinks that it's a RAID. It's on an M1115 RAID controller in there. Really an LSI controller, but well, it's on that. Okay, we have our 2 drives here. One of them is where we have our operating system, and that's the big one. That's a bit of a shame. Shouldn't really have installed it on a 1 terabyte drive there. That was a stupid choice from my side. To make this usable in any form, we can go down here to shared folder, and when we try to add a new one, we will see that there is no devices to add that on, because, well, there's nothing available. So we have to go back to disks, and we're gonna try and see if we can make our 16 gigabyte Kingston thing here available. We need to wipe that, I guess. Wipe. Do you really want to wipe? Yeah, we'll wipe it. Secure, quick. Wiping that. There wasn't anything on it. It's done. Close. It's still here, but when we go down to file system, it should not be there, and it's not. That cleared up a lot of mess in here, I must say. So that might not have been the worst idea. So now we can create, and we can select our new wiped disk here, and we can give it a label. USB 16 GB there, and we can select different file systems to put on here. Cool enough. I think we'll just go with what they suggest to start with. There is also BTRFS, which is rather popular, but so is this. So okay. Do you really? Yeah, we'll format it. It will do its thing, and it shows us what it's doing. So that is nice of it. It seems like it's doing its 33 out of 120. Okay, that takes a little bit. It's initializing, so we'll wait a little bit. Okay, it completed. I did not see how long it took. I didn't keep standing here waiting for it. So we have our USB drive down here. We can see that it's not available, not mounted, nothing, and we need to mount it first, and that is right up here. So we can press that and then it should become mounted. And this is that stupid double click again. We have to press apply up here to make that change. And there's another click here, so that's like a bit stupid that you have to click so many times to activate that. But it's activated and it says how much is used. I don't know, we just lost 40 megabytes. What the heck did it put on there that takes up 40 megabytes? I am also quite curious what this 510 megabyte one is. And then there's another one here. Okay, let's create a shared folder down here so that we can see we have done something. Just gonna call it test, and we have this one device that we can put it on there. Path test1 / permissions administrator. Yeah, we can there's a lot of rights that we can sit here. Right now it's only administrator that is on here. Administrator read write, users only read, others nah. Administrator read write, user read only, and others read only. So let's do that. Save. Let's see if it wants, and there it is again. Why? That's so stupid. Okay, so there is the shared folders there, and there's access right management, shared folders, and we get into the same thing. I think we need to mess with this SMB stuff here to pass that through. So we're gonna go. I have enabled SMB, so let's create a SMB share add. And we can pick the share on here that we just made, and we can give it a comment. I do not know. Public, yes, we want something public. Guests allowed. There. Read only, no. Browsable, yes. Time machine, blah blah, yes. Save. And we're probably gonna have to. Yeah, there it is. Double click. Maybe even triple click. Are you sure? Yes. Configuring, making changes. Okay, and now when we go out here and double click, we actually get our test folder here. So that part is up and running. So interestingly enough, down under network interfaces, it only shows this ENO1. That was the one that I picked. There should be a lot of other interfaces there. We can pick different stuff: Ethernet, wireless, bond, VLAN, bridge, Ethernet. Select the device, and there is all the other interfaces that is on the server. So I believe this has virtual 10 gig NICs that I messed around with ages ago. So yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I must admit this was a hard start. That NVMe bootable issue, that teased me a lot. I thought that I would be able to do it. It was as if it could see it and then it wouldn't boot from it. It was kind of weird, I must admit. And then the USB stick was just as tricky. I still haven't figured that out. I'm really unhappy with how this is booting right now. I shouldn't have used a 1 terabyte drive to boot that on. I need to figure out if I can use a USB stick and boot from that, because that would be so much cooler to do that, and then have those 4 bays in front of the server for maybe some caching drives. Don't know if that is possible in Open Media Vault. We will be messing some more with this. I just have to figure out how to mess about with this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very reasonable to keep your storage solution separate from your other environments, like your virtual machines or your home server or whatever. The storage system is something that you really shouldn't mess with too much. It's like you set it up and you should be able to forget about it. It's not something that it's irritating if you have to update it all the time and if you have to mess with it all the time. It's something that you install and it runs and you forget about it. If you can do that, it's a good system. If it manages itself, it's cool. Let's see where this Open Media Vault ends up. It has some issues. All that double clicking, it's just, why? It feels really stupid, but well, if that's it, it's okay. And it is based on Debian Linux, which is of course the best Linux system out there. Without any question, the best Linux distribution out there. Ask any Linux guy. And that's just not how it works. They all have their favorite version. So yeah, there is as much religion in Linux as in any other system. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. And have a really nice day. Oh, and join me over at Patreon. Bye bye!